Good morning. Brady Huck here. It's Wednesday, January 31st. I've got the chores done, but it's time for ATI ProMedia live at 9. I'm out here, got my cows fed. Most of you know me as a host here, contributor to ATI ProMedia, but I got some chores to do on the side. My family's been in the cattle business for a long time. Got some manure on my boots. It's good feeling, good balance to life. We've got a lot going on today. End of month, we've got a Fed meeting. We've got a cattle inventory report. We've had some earnings. There's just a lot going on in the world right now. We got war and drama overseas. Um, it's a wild time in the commodity markets, and you never know what to expect. Let's dig into the show here. Let's bring Tommy and Connor in. Welcome,
Keep
guys.
going, man. Don't even let us on the stage. Hey, rumor has it you stole your wife's coffee cup. Can we see it?
I got it here. I got it.
Lord.
You know, they make coffee cups. They're so big they don't fit in a truck base. And my wife's pink one, it fits in my truck cup holder really well.
Like those TikToks.
I know that feeling well.
The Stanley Cup where it's actually the garbage can and they're bringing it around.
Exactly.
Oh, yes. Stanley's back. Hey, you know what else is back? We got a grain rally. Well, we did yesterday, right? I am in Bloomington, Illinois. Connor B's in Assumption, Illinois. Yeah. And let's go over the show, guys. It's going to be pretty casual today.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Should we let Brady get back to work?
No. Let him stay there. I love it. That's let him go.
It's beautiful out here. I could hang out here all day. If it was a blizzard, it'd be a different story. I'd be bailing into the truck.
Tell us about those cattle behind you. What are we doing?
Yep, this is our spring calving cow herd. So it's spring calving in January. Luckily, these cows calved post blizzard. We had our heifers were calving during the blizzard, and that was not ideal. But we got a bunch of babies back here, freshborn babies. Had one new baby this morning. The weekend was a big weekend. I think we had 6 or 7 babies over Saturday and Sunday. But they're healthy and kicking, and they got beautiful sunshine to enjoy. But so they'll be sold as bulls next year. The bulls, the males here will grow up. They'll be sold in our bull sale next year. We also have a fall herd, and they'll be 18-month-old bulls, but they're at Dad's house.
That's awesome. Just for the record, that is not a green screen behind you, right?
It is not. It is real. I'll bring a calf over here in a second. I'll go wrangle one.
Get him on. We need more contributors on ATI ProMedia. Get the one that you think has the best personality.
That one will be full of some real bull.
Yeah. Real quick, everyone who's watching, if you have any questions or comments, ask us on YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and what else we got going today? Something else is out there in the world. YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and
Facebook.
Where else are we broadcasting to?
Facebook, Tommy.
Facebook, baby. Let's go. When I tell you we don't have anything to talk about today, we actually do. Let's get in the show.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. First thing, Tommy, financials. Fed rate decision comes out today at 1 p.m. I think the odds that they change the rate or that they keep it steady, that they don't change it, is right at around 99%, right? We're not looking at a change. I think the March rate cut is still at 50-50. So what are we going to be looking for, Tommy? And what should we be looking out for?
Well, we had some rhetoric, right? We got election, and people want to get rates down to make the consumer feel better. You want to be in a better situation, buy a house or even a farmer with operating. I wonder, as we come into election, how the American farmer will feel like, it's about the economy. But if grain prices continue to break, interest rates are high, I'm not so sure the American farmer is going to feel so great about things moving forward. We'll see. And so this administration, like every administration, has to do everything they can to make people feel safe and wealthy and prosperous and get reelected. And it's a little bit of a game. I mean, it's going to come at a cost to some people. But enjoy the show, right? That's what we have as a political show this year.
So I got a question for you, Tommy. I saw Elizabeth Warren, I think a couple other senators, policymakers, what have you. They were saying the Fed needs to cut rates now, right? They were just screaming mortgage. No one can afford a house. We need to cut rates now. Now, the Fed is obviously 99% chance they're not going to do that, which I think is probably the right decision, right? Let's talk through why the Fed's not just going to cut rates immediately and just slash interest rates, right?
Well, they want interest rates at this level, not interest rates. They want inflation at this level of 2%. We're at like 3.1, 3.2. But with everything that's going on with shipping and other things, and still a lot of jobs, people help wanted signs, it'd be really embarrassing if you lower rates and then inflation comes back. So look at it like
Right.
there was a fire in your subdivision. The fire department came, they put out the fire, and this happens all the time. And the fire department leaves, and 6 hours later, they're calling them back saying it's back on fire. You have to put out the fire called inflation. And so if they do this for political reasons, and it'd be really bad that we ramp up interest rates, calm inflation, and then take interest rates down and go, oh, heck, we got a problem. Let's ramp them up again. I think it might have happened one time. It'd be bad. So if you squish inflation, you have to hurt the economy, and they don't want to hurt the economy. So I'm of the opinion they're going to let inflation run hot to keep the economy hot to look better.
Yep. Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Fed rate, any outside markets, anything else, Tommy, before we jump into kind of ags?
Of those big 5 earnings we had, 2 of them came out yesterday. I believe it was Alphabet and Microsoft, and the Nasdaq's down a couple hundred right now, and you know it's like 1 or 2% off all-time high. So the headlines, if you look at the financial papers, are like, Google dropped 6%, but it could be up by the end of the day. These financial companies and the whole tech sector and AI, it's on fire. We got the bad end of the stick here with commodities. We did have a commodity chart. We're not going to pull it up, but you had something interesting. We couldn't explain it right, but
we should talk about tomorrow. Just looking at the S&P 500, right, the stock index, and then I believe it was the Bloomberg Commodity Spot Index, and that relationship and what we can see in historical. So we were digesting it right before the show. Didn't feel comfortable putting it on.
Felt like we're going tonight wrong. So that's how the show's made. It's funny.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's fun. We are live. Brady Huck is live. Okay, guys, real quick. Did we have a couple slides, and I want Brady to finish up? Doesn't have to be the world's longest show, but of course, if you're out there, ask questions, comments, see if we can't answer a question on air.
Yeah, absolutely. First thing, Tommy, we're looking at talking a lot about Brazil spot basis. Heard a lot about cheap Brazil soybeans relative to the P&W, to the Gulf, to U.S. soybeans. So our fantastic research team put this together, just looking at this Brazil soybean basis relative to previous years. And as you can see, green line, we are by far and away in the past 3-4 years, we're at the cheapest Brazil beans have been in the past 4 years relative to that. And then compared to U.S. Gulf soybeans, right? This is just showing us what is the premium to U.S. Gulf beans relative to Brazil soybeans. And we are at a record, right? So what's this telling us is that Brazil beans are much, much cheaper historically, right? 5-year record for the cheapest they've been relative to U.S. Gulf beans.
Double most, quadruple cheapest. And that's why the other day when the beans went down, we saw the March contract down so much versus the Nove. You see the bear spreading happening and everything else. Yeah, it's interesting. Do we have any other? Yes, sir.
Yeah, one thing I'd add to that chart is, cash leads futures, and that's a great example of not just U.S. cash values, but global cash values leading the futures complex.
Brady is right. That chart is saying the world is not running out of beans, and I'm sure we could have similar charts like that on corn or anything else. What's a farmer or rancher need to know? It's the end of the month. It feels like the world's longest month. End of the month, we got reports. The commodity markets do not have the luster that they had in years past. Is that true?
Right. Yeah, no, we saw. I'm going to call it a reversal, right? We hit. I think we were live and we talked about how we hit a bottom. Markets bounced nicely. Today we're giving some of that back, and I think we'll look for some of that price action going forward, and we'll talk about that going into next week. We'll see that. I think with that, Brady, we got to report out. What time is that cattle inventory report?
Cattle inventory reports at 2:00 this afternoon. We will have LRP available at 3:30. We'll get quotes based on today's settlement. So if you're interested in some coverage after that report, give us a call, talk about LRP. We talked about retracements and this price action over the last month that we've seen. Great values to protect. Hopefully we don't have any victims after this report. Hopefully the report prints some friendly numbers for us, but you never know what's going to come. So
good stuff. With that, guys, we don't have too much more, right? Hey, as Brady said that one episode, that's all I got.
That's all.
Good stuff. Guess what? We're going to do this every day at 9. If anyone needs to get a hold of us, 1-855-737-FARM. You can email us info@ATI ProMedia. Probably one of the best episodes ever with Brady out there just doing what he does. Great at what he does. Loves what he's doing. With that, Connor B., drive up to Bloomington. I will get your club sandwich you ordered, and I will see you all tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.